Rise, my friends. This is That Non-Binary Sith. And we have a very controversial video coming to you today. Andor Season 2 just wrapped up, and I was floored. I was floored like my favorite channel, Jacob from Lightspeed. I was like, oh, I can't believe Tony Gilroy went there, and I was just blown away by everything. But I kind of want to bring people back down a bit because we just had the most amazing show ever. The Acolyte, Leslye Headland's The Acolyte, about a year ago, and I want to talk about it because people are saying this is peak Star Wars. This is peak Star Wars. Tony Gilroy's my boy toy. And so I'm just here to calm everyone down and have a real discussion about The Acolyte and Andor. As much as everyone's liking Andor, sorry, you might not like this video, so trigger warning for this video. Warning, you're about to be fucking triggered. If you want to be red-pilled about how great The Acolyte is in comparison to Andor, please click off and get out of my face. Get out of my face. Get out of my fucking face. Ugh, just get out of my face. Ugh, ooh. Get out. Ooh. Put on some deodorant. I can smell your BO. Whoa. Let's get into my first point. There are lightsabers. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I said it. I'm sorry. Oh, not sorry. Yes, there were lightsabers in The Acolyte. There weren't any in Andor. And personally, I was okay that there was no lightsabers in Andor, but seriously, this is Star Wars, everyone. This is Star Wars. I tell all my friends, I just want to see fucking lightsabers and death in Star Wars. I want to see Anakin slaughtering younglings in the Jedi Temple. Wow, oh, did I just go full Star Wars theory there? Oh my god. Oh. Gross. I just want to see lightsabers and death. Maybe I'm a dark and dramatic person, but that's just me. Lightsabers are about a Star Wars, sweetie. And there were no lightsabers in Andor. And for me, I don't think it's as entertaining. And furthermore, there were Jedi in The Acolyte. There was no Jedi in Andor. And they could have had Jedi in Andor. With all the Order 66 survivors, they couldn't have one Jedi. They couldn't have created one Jedi for the show. That would have been slay. I would have went full Star Wars Explained Slave Leia and be like, oh my god, Tony Gilroy. I mean, seriously, that would have been so dope. Or they could have just adapted Dark Forces, the real fucking Kyle Katarn. Don't get me wrong, I love Andor. I love Andor so much, but I would have preferred Dark Forces. I mean, it's a better story. It's a better story. It was a better story. Jesus fucking Christ, my nutsack. Ugh. And then, in addition to Jedi, we had Sith. We had fucking Darth Plagueis in The Acolyte. Plagueis in The Acolyte. When I saw Plagueis, I just died. And I menstruated everywhere. And one of my Trump-supporting girlfriends, don't ask about the political affiliation, said that you can't menstruate, you're non-binary. And I was like, girl, I menstruated. I menstruated all over my panties and it got everywhere. And I was like, oh, I gotta clean up this mess. But I had to watch the rest of Andor because I was doing a watch party. And I was like, oh my god, I menstruated live and the mess was everywhere. It was horrible. It was fucking horrible. Oh! So there was Sith in The Acolyte, and you had a Sith Lord, Darth Vader. Darth Vader was in fucking Rogue One, but due to ego, Tony Gilroy left him out of Andor. And what about Emperor Palpatine? We couldn't just have a few lines? I know he's old and evil, but he's kind of cute. It would have been nice to see him. Next, I want to point out that The Acolyte, unlike Andor, actually adds to the lore. They introduce many very interesting concepts. One of them, the thread, and the witches. That is peak Star Wars stuff. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, it ruins Anakin's story. Sweetie, shut the fuck up. I don't care. This is Star Wars. I want to see weird and magical shit, and that's what it was. And if we go that route, it ruined Anakin's arc. Doesn't Andor ruin Luke's arc? Ruin Leia's arc? Undermine the original trilogy? It forces you to rethink how the Death Star was ultimately destroyed, and the Foundation was changed from George Lucas's characters and his vision to specific characters created by Tony Gilroy. So that's what happens when an IP is sold. You can argue both characters, both stories were changed, but I'm going to side with my girl Leslye because the thread aligns with the more mystical side of Star Wars, something that Andor just lacks and desperately needed. And on top of that, the Acolyte exists after the High Republic, which is a very well-developed Disney book series. Several books with multiple phases, a whole bunch of lore, and the Acolyte only builds on top of that. Andor, as much as everyone likes it, is Andor Season 1 and 2, and Rogue One, it's really just a part of the Tony Gilroy verse. It doesn't really add much to the established lore. It's just kind of its own thing. Rogue One, I'm sorry if anyone's offended by this, and I had a trigger warning earlier in the video. Rogue One was highly overrated, extremely overrated. Like, I was just on Instagram the whole fucking movie when I watched it. It was so boring. And it was unnecessary to A New Hope. We didn't need that movie. We just didn't need it. And so if we didn't need Rogue One, we really didn't need Andor. Next on my list, we have sex appeal, Yord and Chimere. Oh my god. Like, did you see Simon talk Star Wars?
I apologize for my error.
Don't apologize.
5 minutes.
I will redeem myself.
Absolutely no need to apologize.
He should change his name to Simon Phapps Star Wars. Like, oh my gosh. I feel Leslye knows what the fans want. They want the cute characters, and they want the sex appeal. Andor just doesn't bring that. It just doesn't bring it at all. And I could speak a lot for the Disney fans that we want sex in Star Wars, and there was very little sex in Andor. So, sorry, not sorry. Let's talk about the writing. Leslye Headland is just better by default with Tony Gilroy, and hear me out on this. Tony Gilroy has said that he's not a Star Wars fan. He doesn't like Star Wars. I don't know why he made a Star Wars show, but he doesn't like Star Wars. Leslye Headland loves Star Wars. Oh my god, she loves it completely. She loves the prequels, the expanded universe, everything, and you could see that in the show. So just by default, I know a lot of bigots are gonna be in the comments whining and crying about her, but by default, she's just a better writer for Star Wars than Tony Gilroy. And now let's discuss the actual writing of the shows. The Acolyte, the story was complete. It was a complete story from beginning to end. There was detail and there was reveals, and it just went smoothly, unlike Tony Gilroy, who had way too many J.J. Abrams mystery boxes throughout the show. It's like we'd have a time skip, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what is Serial doing on Gorman? Like, I have no idea. I call up my girlfriends and be like, do you know what Serial's doing on Gorman? Because I don't know. I've watched the show twice, and I still don't fucking know. So I guess, like, it's JJ Mystery Box. We're supposed to just figure it out on our own. Well, sweetie, that's not how I watch Star Wars. That's not how I watch any show. And it just really turned me off that there was so many J.J. Abrams mystery boxes with Tony Gilroy's writing. And that's why, everyone, Leslye Headland was a better writer. And then we have the episodes. There was 8 episodes compared to the very long 12 of Andor. Now, I don't have a problem with things that are very long, except Andor. Oh my god. Andor was just too long and boring. I'm sorry. I think these seasons should be limited to 8 episodes. And if you want more of them, just have more seasons. Problem solved. On to my next point. The Acolyte is better than Andor because the Acolyte is more diverse. I mean, we had a fucking non-binary in Star Wars, and that hit so close to home for me because I am non-binary. Amandla Stenberg slayed in that role, and they gave her 2 roles as well. And then we had Soul, which was highly underrated Asian representation in Star Wars, as well as Chimere. And with Andor, like, we do have Diego Luna and everything, and Diego Luna's a sweetie, but there's mostly white characters in the show. They're mostly white, and I was like, ooh, icky. White people.
Gross.
Unfortunately, I am white myself, but I really don't care for white people. They're just like overly privileged and MAGA. So, yuck. Also, the story is not over with the Acolyte. It can continue going on season 2. I know they canceled it. I still cry about it almost every day, but they can continue it with the shows or novels or something. And with Andor, the story's over. The story's over. It ended with the extremely overrated Rogue One. We're never going to get more Andor. I guess there's the child of Bix, but it won't be the same as Andor. It just won't be. Well, there you go. I don't want to yap too long and hurt a lot of feelings, but The Acolyte is clearly a better show than Andor. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with my assessment of both shows? Did you like both shows? Did you hate both shows? And a lot of people think I'm just hating on Tony Gilroy. I'm just hating on Tony Gilroy in favor of Leslye Headland. No, here's the thing. I think Tony Gilroy is very attractive, but that doesn't mean he's a better writer than Leslye, and that doesn't mean the show is better. Even though I'm making this video, I like the show. I did like it. I didn't like the fake Bail Organa. I don't know why they didn't get Jimmy Smits to be in the show. I don't believe scheduling difficulties. Like, my girlfriend called me and said, like, can you believe they're replacing Jimmy Smits with this fake Bail Organa? And I was like, oh my God, like, why would they do that? And she's like, scheduling difficulties. I was like, girl, I'm gonna have my period right now. I'm gonna have it right now. Like, that is such a lie. Scheduling difficulties? Like, he's gonna be on Dexter for like, what, 1 episode? He's not doing anything else. He just doesn't want to be in the show because the money was too low, or he just didn't want a small part. It's just fucking disgusting. And then you have Star Wars Sexplained, who, like, I think is just a complete fraud. Does not give a shit about anything he says. Trying to sexplain it away. Like, get out of here, Alex. And seriously, put on some longer shorts. Like, ugh. Same with Molly. Those legs are disgusting. Like, vomitrocious. Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen. This is that non-binary Sith. Bye now.
You should be trained. Would you ever consider?
I'll show you the dark side.